Center fielder, John Michael Reed. Left fielder, Corey.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this midweek matchup at Kermit A. Johnson Field between the Montevallo Falcons and the Tuskegee Golden Tigers.
Third baseman, Ty Wooten. Behind home plate is the catcher, Tyler Crabby. And on the mound for the Falcons, Justin Whitley. I don't think we heard you. Probably not, because I've got to run. I've been running their system up the whole time. We'll test it when we get started with that. Because the mic is all the problem is it's like our system at the side used to be, it fights each other. So I'm gonna have to announce the batter and then play the ball. Because you can't talk over. That's the problem. And I don't know if this is you did this right. Yeah. It should be ready. I got built-in mic and I've got the studio. Just pick up a lot of background noise.
Justin Whitley on the mound today for the Falcons.
Leading off for Tuskegee, number 3, Ryan Green.
Ryan Green first up to bat for the Golden Tigers. First pitch of the game, swinging strike. Whitley, the left-handed senior out of Alexandria, Alabama. Second pitch in there for a ball. This one popped up into the infield. Cryer will call everybody off, and he will make the grab for the first out of the inning.
Now batting for Tuskegee, number 13, Dominic Johnson.
This one fouled off back behind home plate. Dominic Johnson, the junior from Los Angeles, California, in the box for the Golden Tigers. Second pitch outside for ball one. Count now 1-1. This one grounded right to Cryer at shortstop. Makes the throw over to first. Sebastian Samuels with the scoop for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for Tuskegee, number 16, Emery Willis.
First pitch, this at bat from Willis popped up into shallow center field. And 3 up, 3 down. A good top first half of the inning for the Falcons. We'll be right back here at Kermit A. Johnson Field. Are you muting it in between?
and Jake Morris.
Jake Morris leading off for the Falcons here in the bottom half of the first inning. Morris squares around, pulls back in time though, ball one. Kari Anderson on deck. Second pitch called strike on the outside corner. Strike two. A little low in the zone there. 2-2. Now the count from Marshall to Morris. Pitch. Morris called strike three on the outside corner.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 11, Kari Anderson.
Kari Anderson up to bat now for the Falcons. Takes strikes one looking. Ball one high. One up in the pitch. This one grounded to the shortstop. Anderson hustling down the line. And a high throw, and Anderson gets hit as the first baseman comes down trying to grab the ball. A high throw there from the shortstop allowed Anderson to beat out the throw to first. Charlie Horse. Anderson trying to walk it off down the right field line. Kari Anderson looks like he'll be able to shake it off. He'll return to first base.
Number 2, Jason Cryer.
So Anderson reached first base there on an E6 throwing error from the shortstop. Brings up the shortstop now, number 2, Jason Cryer. Tuskegee goes right at Anderson at first base. Anderson gets back in time. They look to check him again for the second time. Called strike from the first pitch from Marshall to Cryer. Cryer hits this one high into right center field. And this one will be caught for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 20, Tyler Krabby.
So that now brings up Tyler Krabby, one of the more prolific hitters on the offensive side of the ball so far this season for the Falcons. Krabby hitting .310 so far on the season through the first 18 games. First pitch, and this is hit into left center field. That ball is out and gone. Tyler Krabby now with his 7th home run of the season and gives the Falcons a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Carter's not in home run, right?
Number 3, Ryan Brooks.
Yep.
No, he reached on an air. He's
Yeah.
not
But Krabby is.
Krabby.
Yep. So Ryan Brooks, the second baseman for the day, now up to bat for the Falcons. Brooks, somebody that we normally see at third base. Mm-hmm. .3-0 now the count from Marshall to Brooks. On up in the pitch, and he is hit in the back. So another runner will head to first base for the Falcons.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 40, Sebastian Samuel.
Always dangerous Sebastian Samuel steps up to the plate now for the Falcons. Takes strike one on the outside corner. One pitch and the ground ball right there to the shortstop. They will get Brooks on the fielder's choice at second base. However, Tyler Krabby with a 2-run shot in the bottom of the first gives the Falcons a 2-0 lead heading into the second. What is that? Is that 6 FC? Is that how I type it in?
No, FC 64.
FC 64. Okay.
Now, if he had built it stepped on the bag.
Mm-hmm. Justin Whitley back on the mound now for the Falcons here in the top of the second inning. Gets things started with a strike. Ball one a little outside. 1-1 the count from Whitley to Woodside. This one grounded to second base. Brooks will field it cleanly and over to first for the first out of the inning. Now brings up number 18, Corey Stallings. Stallings, the sophomore out of Rickton Park, Illinois. Willie's first pitch, a little high. Two and 0 now the count. Pitch, and this one is hit down the right field line and will fall in fair. Throw to second is not in time. And it's double right there for Tuskegee as they get their first runner on base of the game. Albright now up to bat for the Golden Tigers. Swing and a miss. Good pitch right there from Whitley. This one fouled off back behind home plate for the second strike. 0-2 now the count. Tuskegee looking to answer the Falcons' 2 runs from Krabby's 2-run home run in the bottom of the first inning. Ball one on the outside corner. And a swing and a miss right there for the strikeout. Willie gets another one down, 2 away now here in the top of the second. Whitley to Coleman now, lefty against lefty. Gets him looking right there for strike one. Strike two called right there on the outside corner. 0-2 now the count. Line up in the pitch, a little high and away, ball one. Wind up in the pitch. Strike three. Gets him looking. A great pitch from Whitley as the Golden Tigers leave one man on. The Falcons still up 2-0. Headed into the bottom half of the second inning. Davis Lott steps up to the plate for the Falcons to get things going here in the bottom of the second inning. One other count as Lott hits this one into right center field, and this will get down for a stand-up, for a single right there for Lott. Ty Wooten steps up to the plate now for the Falcons. Wooten looks to lay one down, pulls back in time. 1-0 the count. Second pitch called strike on the inside corner. 1-1 the count from Marshall to Wooten. Strike two on the outside corner now. Wooten, the freshman out of Collierville, Tennessee, has been a pretty good addition to the Falcons so far this season. Wind up in the pitch, and Wooten will pop this one up in the infield. And this one will be caught for the first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 5, John Michael Reed.
J.M. Reed now up to bat for the Falcons. J.M. looks to lay one down. He gets one pulled back as well, as that pitch was thrown in the dirt. Looks to lay one down again. Pulls away in time. 2-0 now the count. Falcons looking to put a runner in scoring position. Reed swing and a miss right there. A good cut. 2-1 now the count. Third baseman playing a little up for Tuskegee. Looking to charge if a bunt is laid down. Looked to lay one down, did JM. Pulled back, but called strike two. 2-2 now the count. Reed swing and a miss right there. Strike 3. 2 away now here in the bottom of the second. Falcons still have Davis Lott. And Jake Morris will come up to bat for his second at bat of the day. Falcons have already batted around the entire lineup so far. Morris to swing this one down the left field line, and it falls just foul. One and one the count from Marshall to Morris. This one called ball, a little low and inside. Wind up in the pitch, strike 2. One up in the pitch, and this one will be grounded to the shortstop. He tosses it over to the second baseman, and that will do it for the bottom half of the second inning. The Falcons not able to add another one on the board, but still up 2-0 as we head into the third. Ronald McGee now up to bat for the Golden Tigers. He swings and a miss right there for the first strike. Top of the third inning, the Falcons currently holding a 2-0 lead over the Golden Tigers. This one popped up into right field, and it will be caught for the first out of the inning. So now that brings up number 2, Keldrick Burton. Burton, the junior out of Sugar Land, Texas. Falcons putting a switch on in the outfield. This one will be popped up. Out of play. J.M. Reed, the center fielder, has pretty much just moved over to left center. Kari Anderson a little closer to the left field line. One up in the pitch, this one low and away for ball 1. Pitch a little low, ball 2. 2-1 now the count from Whitley to Burton. Foul tip right there. Strike 2 now the count. 2-2. Time called by Burton. Wind up in the pitch. Swing and a miss right there. A good pitch from Justin Whitley. And another strikeout right there. 2 away here in the top of the third. Ryan Green steps up to the plate for Tuskegee as he swings and a miss right there for the first pitch of the at-bat. One up in the pitch, and this one fouled off back behind home plate. 0-2 now the count. Wind up in the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Justin Whitley continues his good start here so far for the Falcons. 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the third.
Leading off for the Falcons, number 11, Corey Anderson.
Come on. What? Corey Anderson gets things going here for the Falcons in the bottom of the third inning. Corey Anderson takes ball 1 right there. One up in the pitch, and this one hit into left center field. Back, and caught just short of the warning track for the first out of the inning. That now brings up the shortstop, Jason Cry, for his second at bat. Cry takes ball 1. Cry takes strike 1 right there on the inside corner. Ball 2 a little high and away. 2-1 now the count. Cryer 0 for 1 so far on the day. This one just a little too far outside. 3-1 now the count from Marshall to Crier. Wind up and the pitch. Called strike 2 right there on the inside corner. Now a full count. Wind up in the pitch, and this one fouled off. Good cut from Crier to stay alive in the at-bat. Wind up in the pitch. Ball 4 called right there. Pitch a little low and in the dirt, and the Falcons get their first runner on base of the inning. Now brings up the dangerous Tyler Krabby to the plate. Krabby hit a 2-run home run to left center field in the bottom of the first inning that gave the Falcons their 2-0 lead that they still hold over the Golden Tigers. Krabby now with 24 RBIs and 7 home runs on the season. Crier gets back in time to first base. That's also part of why Tyler Krabby is our featured Falcon of the day. 24 RBIs and 7 home runs with the first 18 games of the season. Krabby is also batting .310 and now with 13 extra base hits as well. Owen won the count to Krabby. Takes one a little inside. One now the count. Krabby swings and hits another one to deep left center field. And Tyler Krabby has done it again. Krabby with his second home run of the day to left center field and his second 2-run shot as well. The Falcons now lead 4-0. Tyler Krabby continues to have a fantastic season for the Falcons. That's now 26 RBIs and 8 home runs. So Ryan Brooks now up to bat for the Falcons, looking to add on to the Falcons' 4-0 lead. Ball 1, low and away there, gets past the catcher. Wind up in the pitch, ball 3. So the count now 3-0 from Marshall to Brooks. Wind up in the pitch. Brooks will take one right down the middle there. 3-1 now the count. Wind up in the pitch and strike 2. So Marshall has worked his way back into the count. Now a full count to Brooks. Wind up in the pitch. And ball 4 in the dirt. And Brooks finds his way to first base. So the first baseman, Sebastian Samuels, steps up to the plate now for the Falcons. He takes ball 1 in the dirt. Samuels takes ball 2. Wind up in the pitch. And ball 3 calls. Now a 3-0 count from Marshall to Samuels. The second at bat in a row where Marshall has gotten way behind. Wind up in the pitch. Strike 1 called looking. And strike 2. So now the second at bat in a row where Marshall has gotten way behind and worked his way back to a full count. Marshall deals. And Sebastian Samuels takes the ball 4 looking right there and will head to first base. The Falcons now with runners on first and second. So the Falcons now with a runner in scoring position. That brings up Davis Lott. Lott heads to the plate today for the second time. Lott takes ball 1 low. The pitch, and this one grounded to the first baseman, fielded cleanly, steps on first, over to second, not in time, and gets past the shortstop, and that will bring Ryan Brooks home on a throwing error by the first baseman that goes into left field. All right, so Wes, what am I doing on that one? So David, first base, stepped on first, he was out. So that's 3 UA.
So 3 UA to him. Alright, then what happened?
Seabass got to second on a throwing error. So he just advanced.
Plus. Now Brooks scored, just do a plus.
Plus.
No, 1 plus and then an error on
E3T.
what is this?
E3T is not valid.
So we want to plus him because
Oh,
he
I put
advanced
the
to third, but he
yeah.
scored on the error.
Right.
So it was an E3. It won't let you put the T for some reason.
Okay, that's cool.
So
That's right.
error on the first base.
Yep,
So
that's right.
Lott 3 UA, Samuels advanced to second,
Yep.
and Brooks scored.
Yep.
His, we had 2 outs now.
Yes or no? And then that was a pop up to right.
Not an RBI.
Dominic Johnson steps up to the plate now for the Falcons. He swings and hits this one into left field, and he gets on base. So a single for Tuskegee to get things going. Tuskegee now with 1 runner on. Emery Willis steps up to the plate for the Golden Tigers. This one hit into center field. J.M. Reed gets there in time for this first out of the inning. Falcons currently up 5-0 over the Golden Tigers. 4 of those runs all helped by Tyler Krabby. He has hit 2 two-run home runs today. Ryan Brooks came in with the other run by throwing error from the first baseman in the bottom half of the last inning. One and 0 the count from Whitley to Woodside. Swing, and this one grounded to Cryer at short. Over to Brooks at second, and in time to Samuels at first for the double play, and the Falcons get it out of the top of the fourth very quickly, up 5-0, heading into the bottom half of the inning.
Leading off for the Falcons, number 5, John Michael Reed.
J.M. Reed now up to bat for the Falcons. Looks to get things going here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Looks to lay one down, does cleanly down the third baseline, and just foul before it gets to third base. Reed looking to lay one down again, pulls back, and then fouls this one off. So 0-2 now the count. Wind up in the pitch. Reed takes ball one right there. The count now 1-2. Reed kind of chops at this one, gets over to the shortstop, and Reed's able to beat out the throw as he hustles down the line. Great play right there by J.M. Reed to get to first in time.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 10, Jake Morris.
So after the good hustle play there by J.M. Reed getting to first base in time, that now brings up Jake Morris. Jake Morris looking to lay one down. It's the third or fourth time the Falcons have looked to lay one down so far during an at-bat, have yet to get one in play. Line up in the pitch. This one called ball one outside. Line up in the pitch. This one inside now. Count now 2-1 from Marshall to Morris. Jake Morris cuts at this one. Foul tip rolling towards the first base dugout. 2-2 now the count. Morris hits this one right back to Marshall at the pitcher's mound. He'll field it cleanly, throw it over to first base. However, J.M. Reed will advance to second on a fielder's choice.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 11, Corey Anderson.
Do I put plus FC or just plus
No, just plus
for JM?
wouldn't be a FC. It was just a,
Yeah, it's just an advance.
just a ground out. He had just advanced on the ground out.
Right. Yeah. Corey Anderson now batting for the Falcons. He fouls off that first one behind home plate. And Anderson takes one in the back right there. Didn't even bother getting out of the way. Second time the Falcons have been hit today. Now with one runner in scoring position, and now Corey Anderson on first base as Jason Cryer comes up to bat for the Falcons. Only one away, looking to add on to the Falcons' 5-0 lead. Ball one, good save by the catcher. Anderson almost doesn't get back in time. J.M. Reed almost doesn't get back in time. One-0 still at the count from Marshall to Cryer. This one low, count now 2-0. Wind up in the pitch, and this one hit to right center field. Called off by the center fielder, and he drops the ball. So J.M. Reed will advance to third. Corey Anderson still gets to second base in time off of the air from the center fielder. Looked like he might have lost it in the sun a little bit there. Corey Anderson was not going to tag up, but ended up having to instead after the error from the center fielder. So Max Garvey comes in to pinch run for Kari Anderson. And here we are again with Tyler Krabby up to bat for the Falcons. Krabby already 2 for 2 on the day. Both of those ended up as 2-run home runs. So Krabby now looking to go for a grand slam here in the bottom of the 4th. Wind up in the pitch. This one away from Marshall. One the count. This one called a ball as well. Tuskegee trying to keep it on the outer parts of the zone away from Krabby. Two the count, and Krabby pops this one up into shallow right field, called off by the right field, and the infield fly rule is called for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 3, Ryan Brooks.
So now that brings up Ryan Brooks up to bat. The Falcons still with bases loaded, looking to drive in more runs. Christian Marshall looking to get out of a jam for the Golden Tigers. Brooks, a good cut right there, but misses 0-1 to start his at bat. Wind up in the pitch. This one low and away. Good save right there from McGee. The count now 1-1. Wind up in the pitch low again. Brooks takes ball 3 right there. So now the count 3-1 with bases loaded from Marshall to Brooks. 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Wind up in the pitch, and strike 2 called on the outside corner. So now a full count from Marshall to Brooks. Ryan Brooks looking to drive in some runs. Swings. This one goes to the shortstop. And he will throw over to first and gets Brooks just in time. So bases loaded for the Falcons. Not able to put on any more runs, though. However, the Falcons still lead 5-0 heading into the 5th. Is no, it's Gus. Who's in left now for Kari?
Probably Krabby and
Now pitching for the Falcons, number 21, Gus Cunningham. No, Krabby went to right. Did
So,
Moore shift to center? Did
Yeah.
he go to left?
No, Morse went to left.
So yeah, Krabby's in right now. Garvey's catching, Krabby's in right. Morse is in left.
38 the catcher.
You just do the lineup.
20 went to right.
38 catcher.
Yep. 20. So he's gonna bat where Anderson was, and then 20 went to right. He stays in his order.
Number 38, Max
Hang on,
Garvey.
where's that at?
It'd be Krabby. So change Krabby.
Yeah, he goes from
Where's Krabby?
I just took him out of fourth.
Go to
No. Don't do that.
Don't do it that way. Yeah, go to rosters and go to
I
lineup.
put Krabby
Where?
back. That's
Okay.
how it was.
Yeah, Garvey should be where Anderson was, and then
Yep.
Krabby should be changed into RF,
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, don't move this spot.
and then change him to catcher, and then change Morse to left.
I got you.
Never
Yeah.
change it to RF.
I didn't mean to do
Yeah,
that.
if you have multiple switches, just go into the lineup.
Garvey
Yeah.
goes where Anderson was.
And then you said who went to what was the other one?
Left was Jake Morse.
Leading off for Tuskegee.
Is there a way for me to go back and say that Savante Williams now on the mound for the Golden Tigers. He comes in for relief for number 24, Christian Marshall. He'll start the bottom of the 5th inning, pitching to Sebastian Samuels. Samuels checks his swing right there, did not go around. 2-0 the count to start the at-bat. Samuels swings, hits this one to left field, and will get down. So Sebastian Samuels starts off the bottom of the 5th inning with a single to left field.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 35, Davis Lott.
Davis Lott now steps up to the plate for the Falcons. Ball 1 called, a little outside. Ball 2, this one outside as well. Lott grounds this one, a little bit of a chopper to the first baseman. He will just tag Lott out on the first baseline. However, Sebastian Samuels will advance to second.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 6, Ty Wooten.
Ty Wooten steps up to the plate now for the Falcons. 1 runner in scoring position, that is Sebastian Samuels at second base. Wooten looking to extend the Falcons' 5-0 lead over the Golden Tigers. Wooten looks to lay one down, pops it up a little bit. However, he does get it in fair territory. Thrown out at first, but Sebastian Samuels does advance to third.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 5, John Michael Reed.
So J.M. Reed now looking to drive in Sebastian Samuels from third base. He'll foul this one off behind the first base dugout. Wind up in the pitch. Swing and a miss right there. Looks like Reed might have fouled that one off of his shin. 0-2 now the count. Wind up in the pitch. This one well outside. McGee had to go out sliding for it. 1-2 now the count. Wind up in the pitch. This one in the dirt. Samuels held at third. Swing and a miss right there from J.M. Reed. So the Falcons leave another runner on. This time is Sebastian Samuels on third base. Falcons lead 5-0 heading into the 6th.
that heat working, huh?
Yeah, we turned it on.
Oh, you did good.
Yeah.
I like it.
You take a seat up here. We can see.
Thank you.
Come on, coach.
Hey, man, how's it going? Good to see you.
See you too.
in center.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna assume that they just missed. They didn't single man.
Yeah. Jake Morris getting things going for the Falcons here. The bottom half of the 6th inning. Mhm. Morris will ground this one to first base. A little bit of a mishap on the scoop, however, gets it to the pitcher in time on the bag at first base.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 38, Max Garvey.
Max Garvey, the freshman out of Hoover, steps up to the plate for the Falcons. Takes ball one inside. One won the count. This one just foul down the left field line. Moves the count to 1-2. Wind up in the pitch down the left field line again, but again just foul for Garvey. Wind up in the pitch. This one will be popped up into the infield. Third baseman calls it off himself right in front of the pitcher. And either way, the out is recorded for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 2, Jason Cryer.
So Jason Cryer now up to bat for the Falcons. Oh, 2 the count. 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. Ball one called on the outside corner, 1-2. One up in the pitch. This one grounded to the third baseman. Not fielded cleanly. Over to first base. Still in time, though. 3 up, 3 down for the Falcons as we head to the top of the 7th.
That's what he was saying.
Was
Wait a
it?
second. 23 hit for 3. 3 could not still be in. I think that's what happened. 3 shifted to. No, he would be in the.
Hey, was it 8? Was it 8?
Yeah,
He said it might be number 8.
Yeah, it's gotta be 8. Go with 8. So get him on these changes real quick. All right. Right here. 34 and
30,
8.
34 is in right.
So, you just do it right here.
No.
Let me
Go
go back
on
to-
the lineup. On the lineup.
So,
Change lineup. Change
okay, yeah.
All right.
Posey's pitching. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
So
that in first.
the guy who was in right.
Martin,
Okay, take him out and put in 34.
put in number 34.
Yeah. All right, and then who's it left?
Stallings.
All right, take him out and put in 8.
Now pitching for the Falcons, number 22, Jake Posey.
All right, and then take out first base. Put in 4 at first, and then at third put in number 5. And you have 23 in.
Third, put in number 5.
Yeah.
He goes to center
He
field.
hit for 3. Yeah, he hit for 3.
Yes, he
So
did.
3 came out.
Yes, 3's out.
8's in left.
That should be
Okay.
everything.
See, they've got 8 listed as an infielder here.
But he was not. Yeah, but
That was it.
we'll see when they come up again.
Okay, so JM13. RVP5.
What about 9? See their lineup. 16.
For them,
Leading off for Tuskegee, number 16, Emery
On
Willis.
Wait, 9's on deck.
9's on deck, so it might be 9. And
Is
Cryer,
he scheduled to hit next? What have we
3.
got?
Yeah, do we have 8 scheduled to hit next?
No, 33 scheduled to hit next as the DH.
Hold on. Why do you have...
This is no. I'm filling in the stats from last
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
This is gonna
okay.
be that,
Okay.
yeah.
I was like, what?
33 is next, but he's a DH.
This is...
So what did
No,
Cryer?
no.
Was Cryer 3 unassisted? He just ground out the first, right? Yeah, that's what I'm putting down.
What number was that did that?
16 just did that.
F9. All right, and up to bat
Now,
now.
mighty for Tuskegee,
Cryer
number
grounded out
9,
to
Tyler
first
Wild.
base. Cryer grounded out to first
He's
base.
been shitty
Or
for
no, was he?
33.
No, he was third base. He was
No,
third
he's
base.
just been shitty for 33. He is not in the line. He's not in the line.
Are you caught up now?
I have to put in this at bat.
Nope. All right.
Willis just batted. What did he do? F9.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 9 is hitting for 33.
9's hitting for 33. Wells. That's ball 1. All right, I'm good. Thank y'all.
Softball pitchers are umpires are really good about it.
Actually, why?
What?
We gotta go back and switch Gus out now.
Oh, okay.
I get paid good money to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Posey started this inning, right?
Yeah, Posey's
Yeah.
All right. So how did you do it before we went?
Who comes first?
Yeah, Sebastian Samuels. I can answer that question. So go to the top of the 7th.
Yep.
Click edit on the first play of the inning
We flew out. Okay.
and insert one before. Now change out your pitcher.
Guys, what number is Posey? 22? 22, yeah. Thank you.
Now batting for Tuskegee, number 8, Ryan Martin.
What's happening right there? Walk?
Yeah. Or was it hit by pitch?
Oh, hit by pitch? Okay.
Okay, here's what the umpire did. Like, is he went like this. He went
Right.
and then he's like,
Started laughing, threw up his
he's
hands.
like laughing into his hands. Like,
Is this number 8 batting?
yes.
Thankfully.
That's who you got in the lineup, right?
Yes. Jake Posey now on the mound for the Falcons. One fly out to right field and a walk as well. 2-0 now the count from Posey to Martin. Tuskegee still looking to get their first run of the day. This one away, so now a 3-0 count. This is the second time this season that these two teams have matched up. The Falcons faced Tuskegee earlier this season on February 6th, and they walked away from that game with a 10-1 victory. Strike one called right there. Falcons come into this game 6-12 on the season. Tuskegee 4-7. Posey working himself back into the count now, from 3-0 to now 3-2. So now the full count pitch from Posey. Just low for ball 4, and now back-to-back walks from Jake Posey on Tuskegee with 2 runners on base, now 1 in scoring position. So after back-to-back walks from Posey, Coach Rose will have a quick trip to the mound, and we'll be right back here at Kermit A. Johnson Field. Looks like it. So Jake Posey's day is done. After back-to-back walks, Jesse Ellison will now come on in relief here in the top of the 7th. He get things going with a ball. 2 runners on base for the Golden Tigers. One on first and the other on second. 1 away. Ellison's second pitch. Inside as well for ball 2. Gets this one in there for a strike. Wound up in the pitch, and this one fouled off, and Ellison has worked his way back into the count, now 2-2. Wind up in the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Jesse Ellison with 3 strikes in a row to get now the second out of the inning. So Cameron Hollins comes up to bat now for the Golden Tigers, looking to drive in their first run of the day. 2 away, Ellison looking to get out of a little jam. His first low called ball. Wind up in the pitch, and this one is high. Count now 2-0. This one is in there for a strike, now 2-1. Ellison, the left-handed pitcher, the senior out of North Fort Myers, Florida. Gets this one in there for strike 2, a foul tip right there from Hollins. Wind up in the pitch. Called strike 3, and Jesse Ellison comes in and gets the job done. Tuskegee leaves one man in scoring position, and the Falcons continue to lead 5-0 heading into the bottom of the 7th. Tyler Krabby steps up to the plate for the Falcons to get things going. Bottom half of the seventh. Krabby 2 for 3 today. 2 home runs in his first 2 at bats. Both of them were 2-run shots over the wall in left center. And he gets things going right here with a shot into left center again. This one will be a single as he takes a big turn around first base. But a good start right there for Tyler Krabby and the Falcons in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 3, Ryan Brooks.
So with Tyler Krabby now on first base, that brings up the second baseman, Ryan Brooks. Brooks hits this one high into left field. Back just short of the warning track, and the catch will be made for the first out of the inning.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 40, Sebastian Samuel.
No, it's windup. Unless I just saw it wrong. First pitch in there for strike 1 from Brown to Samuels. Second pitch out there as well, and Krabby will take off, and he gets into second safe. So a stolen base right there for Tyler Krabby and the Falcons. The Falcons have a runner in scoring position. Two and one. Now the count from Brown to Samuels. Count now 3 and 1, and this one grounded down the left field line. Count now 3 and 2. Wind up in the pitch, and Samuels. It's a blooper right there into shallow right field, and that will be caught for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 35, Davis Lott.
Davis Lott now steps up to the plate for the Falcons. 1 runner in scoring position. Tyler Krabby got on base, due in part by a single into left center, and then advanced to second on a wild pitch. Davis Lott looking to drive him in, and this is just shot to center field. But this one will be caught for the third out of the inning. Falcons have yet to score since the third inning. However, they still lead 5-0 heading into the 8th. shoot, Tennessee's 13-0. Jesse Ellison remains on the mound for the Falcons. One won the count. Swing and a miss right there from Steele. A good pitch from Ellison. One, two, the count, and this one will fall foul. Isn't it at the Met? Yeah. Ole Miss filled up that place last year. Big time.
I sat in the box for that Ole Miss. I think it was like Ole Miss A&M.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago.
Yeah. One and two. Now the count. Swing and a miss. Good pitch right there from Ellison to get the first strike, to get his first strikeout, one of his first strikeouts, and the first out of the inning.
Now batting for Tuskegee, number 34, Caleb Nelson.
You have 34 hitting?
Mm-hmm. One away here in the top of the eighth. This one fouled off. Caleb Nelson, freshman out of Detroit, Michigan, batting for the Golden Tigers. Wind up in the pitch. This one just outside. Wind up in the pitch. This one just low for ball two. This one hit to Brooks at second base. Does not able to field it cleanly. And this will be an error right there on Ryan Brooks as Tuskegee gets a runner on the bag.
Now batting for Tuskegee, number 23, Reginald Wiggins.
Reginald Wiggins now at the plate for the Golden Tigers. Ellison will check Nelson over at first. Line up in the pitch. This one just outside. Almost able to gun down this Nelson as he stole second base. One and 0 the count. Wind up in the pitch. This one chopped over to third base, and a great play right there from Ty Wooten.
Now batting for Tuskegee, number 13, Dominic Johnson.
You have 13.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the only one behind the 10.
So Tuskegee looking to get in their first run of the day. Nelson on third base. Two away, though. The Falcons looking to get a shutout. Dominic Johnson batting for the Golden Tigers. Went up in the pitch, and this one is fouled off. The count now 0-2. Thank you. 0-2 the count from Ellison to Johnson. Line up in the pitch and called strike 3. The Falcons still looking to get the shutout on a great pitch right there from Ellison on the outside corner. The Falcons lead 5-3 heading to the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, I'll be over there. I'll be over there by 3:45. As soon as we get everything wrapped up, you go ahead and send me the files. I can take care of that.
Ty Wooten now batting for the Falcons here in the bottom half of the 8th. New pitcher for the Golden Tigers is number 11, Joshua Lewis. Wooten takes 2 balls to start the at-bat. Takes strike 1 looking. Count now 2-1. Wind up in the pitch, and Wooten will foul this one off back behind home plate. Two and two now from Lewis to Wooten. Falcons currently holding a 5-0 lead. Put up 2 runs in the first inning, courtesy of a 2-run home run from Tyler Krabby, and 3 more in the third. 2 of those coming courtesy of another 2-run home run from Tyler Krabby. Ryan Brooks scored the 3rd run of the Falcons that inning. Full count now. Wind up in the pitch, and that is ball 4 in the dirt. So Ty Wooten takes ball 4, and the Falcons now have a runner on base.
Pinch hitting for the Falcons, number 15, Sam Stewart.
Sam Stewart now pinch hitting for the Falcons. He comes in relief of J.M. Reed. Sam Stewart, the junior, out of Kingsport, Tennessee. He takes ball 1 high and inside. Falcons come into this midweek matchup against the Golden Tigers after a 2-1 series win over in-state rival AUM this past weekend. Two and 0 now the count from Lewis to Stewart. That's strike 1 called. And Wooten being checked over at first base for the 2nd time. Up in the pitch, and a shot right there from Stewart. In between the shortstop and the third baseman, and a single into left field, and the Falcons now with 2 runners on base and no outs in the bottom of the 8th.
Batting for the Falcons, number 10, Jake Morris.
Jake Morris now batting for the Falcons, looking to extend their 5-0 lead. That pitch away as well. The count now 2-0. This one away is now the count 3-0. Four pitches, 4 balls to Jake Morris right there, and the Falcons have quickly loaded up the bases with no outs here in the bottom of the 8th.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 38, Max Garvey.
So bases loaded, none away here in the bottom of the 8th. Max Garvey, the freshman out of Hoover, Alabama, looking to drive in some runs as he takes strike 1. Joshua Lewis in the jam here. And Garvey fouls this one, just foul down the left field line. Line up in the pitch, and this one fouled off again from Garvey. Count remains 0-2. Garvey calls time. Line up in the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Max Garvey goes down looking.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 2, Jason Crier.
So the Falcons still have more opportunities to drive in. The bases loaded. Only one away as Jason Crier comes up to bat, and he takes ball 1, a little high and away. Two and 0, now the count. Line up at the pitch, and this one called strike. Two and 1. Crier takes this one, caught looking again on the outside corner. The count now 2-2. Lined up in the pitch. This one over the top of Crier. Now moves to a full count. Lined up in the pitch, swing and a miss. Jason Crier goes after one low and in the dirt.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 20, Tyler Krabby.
So Tyler Krabby comes up to bat today. His second opportunity of the day to go after a grand slam. 3 of 4 on the day with 2 home runs is Tyler Krabby. He will hit this one, and it will be called foul. Line up in the pitch. This one curves back in. A nice pitch right there from Lewis. Count now 0-2 to Tyler Krabby. The pitch. And this one hit into center field. But a great play right there by the center fielder for Tuskegee. And the Falcons put 3 runners on the bases early, had bases loaded with no outs, but not able to drive any of them in. However, the Falcons still have a 5-0 lead heading into the 9th. Who's going to center for us? So Chandler Ingram now coming in for the Falcons. Ingram, the team leader with the ERA, pitching 2.31 is his RA, and 11 2/3 inning pitch so far this season. Gets things going. Quick 2 strikes right there. Miles Jackson, the pinch hitter for the Golden Tigers. Falcons looking to get a shutout. Ball 1 called right there. One up in the pitch, swing and a miss, and a good pitch right there from Ingram. His first strikeout of the game, and 1 away in the top of the 9th. I have 9 on here. Ingram's first pitch at this at bat. A good pitch right there to number 9, Kyler Wells. 0-1 the count from Ingram to Wells. This one a little too far outside. Count now 1-1. And a great pitch right there from Ingram. Count now 1-2. Line up in the pitch, swing and a miss. Chandler Ingram with back-to-back strikeouts, and the Falcons 1 out away from a 5-0 victory over the Golden Tigers. So Ryan Martin now up to bat, the sophomore out of Atlanta, Georgia. Looking for some late game magic for the Golden Tigers, but a swing and a miss right there. Line up in the pitch. This one fouled off. Count now 0-2. Line up in the pitch. Swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the ninth, and Chandler Ingham comes in and gets the job done for the Falcons. Falcons in the day with 7 hits to Tuskegee's 4, and the Falcons 2 runs in the first inning, 3 runs in the third inning, and a 5-0 victory over the Tuskegee Golden Tigers. Falcons now move to 7-12 on the season, Tuskegee 4-8. Stay tuned for us this weekend. The Falcons with a 3-game series against the West Alabama Tigers on March 9th and March 10th. The doubleheader on Saturday at 2 and 5. And the game on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Also stay tuned. 4 o'clock we'll be live again for the live stream of the women's lacrosse game on the Lacrosse Complex. However, from Kermit A. Johnson Field, I'm Brett Batcher signing off. The Falcons win 5-0.